Hey guys, Mike McElwain with another episode of Workout 101 on workouttrainer.com right here at the gym, the personal home fitness studio of Dr. Jim Sapani and myself. So today, I want to talk to you guys about doing a deadlift using the trap bar or the Hex Bar, however you want to call it. But this was something, Jim and I were actually just down in Miami, Florida for a training event for bodybuilding.com. And one of the things that I noticed was we were just having people do bent over rows. So it was a part of a system, part of a little routine. Jim's kind of area was dedicated to back and doing his shortcut to shred back kind of a giant set. So we had a bunch of people in there. And so I was helping out a lot of the people do the bent over rows. And we were talking about bent over rows and deadlifts. Of course, the body position is very similar. So I wanted to discuss it and how to actually do a deadlift correctly while demonstrating the trap bar. So first of all, why do we even use a trap bar? Well, if you use a regular standard barbell, it all depends on where the load is displaced, either ahead or behind your body, or in this case in the center of your body, based on where the contact point is with the floor. Obviously, we are pushing against a stable surface here called the floor. We're pushing vertically up in the line, which is gravity. But the problem is a lot of times when people actually do deadlifts, they don't really understand how to use their hips. And as I said to a lot of folks down in Miami, when they were just doing a simple bent over row, they were doing this. As they come down here, just to do a bent over row, the body position is the same. And if you look at me from the side, what they do with their back is they come down and they were here. So they bend over and then they do this and do the row. And you might think there's nothing wrong with that. But if you look at the angle of my back, it's rounded. What you want to do is get what's called an anterior tilt in your pelvis, to where you flatten out and stick your butt out. Now you're going to feel that in your hamstrings, but doing this is going to deload the pressure from being displaced to your lower lumbar region to where it should be, which is your back, your spina erecta, your erector spinae are contracted in this point, which you're just holding them, but they're not stretched. Where this movement here, if you get heavier weight, you're going to cause some back problems. Now the same thing can be said when you're doing a deadlift with the barbell. A lot of people get down in this position here and they're kind of like this, and what happens is their butt comes up first and then they lift up. And people say, oh, is a deadlift movement for back or for legs? And there's this big debate. It's actually for legs. If you're doing it correctly, you understand how to do it. So one of the ways that you can actually teach yourself how to get the best possible position is to get yourself a trap bar. Because the problem is, if you're starting out and you're doing deadlifts, you don't really understand hip rotation. With the barbell in front, it's almost like you're reaching forward. But because of the position that you're in with the trap bar, the weight is actually more in the center of your body, which you can easily position yourself a little bit better rather than leaning forward and doing this. If you're starting your deadlift like this, even though your chest is up, but your back, if it's hunched right here, and you don't have this position to where your hips stick out behind you, and you're lengthening those hammies, you're gonna put a lot of unneeded pressure onto your back. And when you're doing a deadlift, you always wanna make sure that your chest comes up before your hips do. So when you're down here in this position, this is not the position you wanna be in. A lot of people do this, and their butt is already risen. There's not a lot of distance of an angular change. If you look at my legs here, that's the range of motion in my knee. So right here, the weight's all down here. I come up, then what happens is I'm pulling with my back all the way up. That's not what you want to do. You don't play basketball, you don't play football, you don't jump like this, right? You're down here in this position, the chest is up. You're as vertical as you possibly can. The same thing when you're squatting, you're doing a power clean. This is the position you need to be in. From here, look at the angle change now. It's almost at a 90 degree. I have a lot of range of motion to where that angle change and that contraction means that my legs are involved. Legs are a lot stronger than your back. You're gonna lift more weight, you're gonna stay safe, you're gonna get better results. So here's the difference. What not to do. That is all bad news, okay? There's a difference between this and that. See my butt goes out, there's a nice ski slope of a curve in my back, in my lower lumbar region. It means I'm not using my back in flexing. It just means My retrospinal flex, my spine is actually secure, I'm safe, and I'm gonna pull straight up. My chest comes up, my butt does not rise for my chest is. Tap. My chest never rises. It's the same as I go up and down. So make sure to give it a try, no matter if you're using a trap bar or a regular barbell. Give it a shot, guys, but make sure you understand how to maneuver your hips. Anterior tilt, stick your butt out. Posterior tilt, your butt is in. Do not have a posterior tilt when you bend over here. Stick your butt out. You guys just work on this. It's gonna help you in every movement that you do. Deadlift, power clean, squat, and everything else. If you guys have any questions on this or anything else, please ask me wherever this video is posted. If it's posted on workouttrainer.com, there should be a workout program that utilizes this specific move underneath this video. And until next time, guys, it's Mike Mackerlin. Take care.